had been travelling with the hero for many weeks, following him blindly and hoping he would do what is required, what he said he would do, take me to meet Joffrey so we can relight the sacred dragon fires to destroy the link between our world and that of the Daedria. I could not part from his side. I was compelled to stay with him. What other choice did I have? The city of Kvatch was in ruins. Most people had fled in fear that the gate to Oblivion would reopen and the monsters from beyond would return. I had no coin for board in another city, nor any means to travel independently. A lone, unarmed priest walking the roads on which highwaymen preyed upon the weak, or travelling unprepared through the dense forests filled with dangerous wild animals, goblins and other creatures, well, that is suicide by any other name. Until this point, I'd only witnessed the hero engage in combat with the likes of wolves, mudcrabs and other small creatures. He often appeared to struggle against even these weak foes somehow. The number of strikes with his sword it took him to kill them was sometimes supernaturally high. How can a rat, albeit a giant rat, survive 20-25 strikes from a fully grown man swinging a steel longsword, and be chasing after him with no hindrance, and then suddenly die on the 26th? However, one evening, as we headed south on the Green Road to the city of Leowyn from Bravil, for a purpose that was not disclosed to me, the hero of Kvatch had attracted the attention of a highwayman. In the blink of an eye, an orange-haired Khajiit in tatty leather, bound armour, with a two-handed sword over his back, had snuck up on the hero of Kvatch as he appeared from behind a large tree on the Green Road. He gave the hero an ultimatum in an almost smug tone: your money or your life. The hero did not flinch. His posture did not straighten or brace. The stone-like expression that had been cast onto his face since the first time we met, it kept its form. He stood face to face with the highwayman, eye to unblinking eye. My heart was pounding, thoughts racing, adrenaline pumping. I could feel my stomach tighten with anxious fear. The urge to fight or take flight activated in a way I'd not experienced since the horrors at Kvatch. It felt like an eternity, but after 5 seconds of what I can only assume was deliberation, without warning, the hero raised his shield arm, unsheathed his sword, and swung a wide, powerful blow, slashing the face of the Khajiit. As the Khajiit drew his sword, the hero was able to swing thrice against the body of the highwayman, causing him to stagger backwards. I thought this was it. The hero would best an aggressive foe without even being swung at. I was wrong, terribly so. The Khajiit retaliated. He swung the shoulders of his feline form, incorporating their naturally flexible spine to generate huge torque and momentum as they brought onto the side of the hero their large two-handed blade. The hero let out a cry. He stumbled backwards. For a second time, I thought this was it. The story of the hero of Kvatch would be brought to a premature end at the hands of a lowly highwayman, and I would be next. But something strange happened. Something I've never experienced before. But in my time as the hero's companion would come to experience many times. Without warning, the world froze entirely. The Khajiit was mid-swing, leaves falling from the trees paused their descent. I too was unable to move, but I could still see, and what I saw made me question everything I knew about reality and time. Whilst the world was paused, I watched the hero consume consumption that I did know to be possible or human. The hero pulled from seemingly nowhere a small purple vial I recognised immediately as a potion from my old days in the apothecary. The hero removed the cork from the bottle and drank the contents in one large gulp. He then proceeded to pull a second from his invisible pocket, then a third, then a fourth, then a fifth. All the while, the world remained completely static around him. Over the course of the next 10 perceived seconds, the Hero of Kvatch had materialized and consumed a total of 10 potions, 5 pears, 13 potatoes, 2 heads of lettuce, 4 cuts of uncooked venison, 6 whole pumpkins, and a full wheel of cheese. And just as abruptly as this anomaly occurred, it ceased. The massive sword wielded by the Khajiit maintained its momentum and slammed into the shield of the hero. "I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you," the Khajiit yelled as the hero kept his shield arm raised. He swung a second time. For a moment before this attack came, the hero began to drop his guard, but quickly returned to form. And this timed block staggered the Khajiit back, and that is when the hero began his counter-attack, slashing the Khajiit 2 more times, knocking him to the ground, body falling like a rag doll. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. I realized that I'd been holding my breath since the start of this random encounter. "Praise Akatosh, you saved us both," I yelled toward the hero. By the time I had run to where the hero stood, I looked down and noticed that without him seemingly even bending down towards the still warm body of the highwayman, the hero had stripped the body entirely. A strange realization came over me. We stood in the middle of the road in the twilight hour of the day, with blood splattered across the width of the stone road we travelled, stood over the corpse of a totally naked Catman hybrid. I looked at the hero. He was completely covered in blood. I could not discern what was his or what was the attacker's. I suppose it did not matter, as the hero had survived. In fact, more than survived. He looked absolutely fine. He was not out of breath or in any visible pain. "What in the name of Talos was that? How did you do that? What kind of dark magic is this?" "What?" asked the hero in his usual flat tone. "You stopped time. Do you even realize what you did? What happened?" I questioned. "I'm on Master Setting. Mobs are OP. Casting animation takes too long, and there is no cooldown with inventory items. I was low on HP. I couldn't tank another hit." "Master Setting? OP? Cooldown? What are these terms? What does any of this nonsense mean?" But before I could verbalize a response, the hero had already begun running down the road at full speed, jumping every time his feet touched the ground, continually casting the same spell of illumination again and again. And so I continued to follow him towards Leowin, my heart still pounding in my chest.